everybody, and welcome to Brooks Knows Baseball, the baseball podcast where we do documentaries, we do a podcast, we kind of do a little bit of everything. It's been a while since BF John has been on here, so welcome back to the show. We did a couple of videos. We did release one last week about the top contracts in baseball. It's not doing well, so please, if you're here, watch.
Obviously, that's not something that interests people.
Well, it interests me is why I did it. But yeah, clearly it doesn't interest a lot of people. However, we have a ton of other videos. Be sure to check those out. We're going to be doing our, 30 clubs in 30 days, maybe. We're thinking about maybe tweaking it this year, doing each division. Let us know in the comments what you would like to see first. But without further ado, today's episode is going to be the top position player
going into
the next season, top positional players. So, and pitchers and catchers, whoever's the best at each position. We're going to talk about it. Not going to be crazy long, 20-minute podcast right here. Going to be short, sweet, to the point, everything like that. So, what position you want to start with? Catcher? I think catcher's number one.
Start behind the dish.
And I think it's probably Higashioka.
Who?
I'm just kidding. I think we're unanimous here, at least at Brooks Knows Baseball. Might be unanimous. MLB executives as well. No surprise looking at BF John's hat, Adley Rutschman.
Absolutely. Switch hitter, can do everything. No, there's no use to go on. Everybody, if you know baseball, you know. I mean, there's some other guys like Will Smith and Contreras are coming. Real Muto was, he's still good. There's a lot of good ones, but I think Adley's gotten to the top now.
Speaking of Adley, last year he did play in 154 games, which is crazy for a catcher to think about. He had
That being said, he did play first base briefly and some DH. So,
yeah. So let's see. He played 110 games at catcher in 2023, 46 games at DH. He actually didn't play any games at first base last year.
I thought he got into one, maybe as his reserve backup later in the game or something. But I thought
maybe you know more than Baseball Reference. I don't know, but he also is the Silver Slugger, finished top 10 in MVP voting, and was an All-Star. Competed in the Home Run Derby, did fairly well. Unfortunately, did not go farther than that, but he's just scratching surface. Really, he's going to his age 26 season. Well, he should be another top 10 MVP voting. I don't think he has the offensive numbers to ever get an MVP though.
Well, he's still coming. He may improve. Someone real quick that no one Gabriel has mentioned, Gabriel Moreno with Arizona, really good year. He's coming. He's going to be up there. And Jonah Heim, All-Star, and no one mentions him. I'm looking at one publication. They got him as the 16th best catcher. I think.
Didn't he win the Gold Glove too?
No.
Who won the Gold Glove?
Wait a minute, did he?
I'm pretty sure he won the Gold Glove. I'm almost positive he won the Gold Glove this year.
Yeah, I think you're right, but he shouldn't have because Rutschman should have. But anyway.
All righty. So, and some other catchers we'll just mention real quick. I thought were I had my top 5 list. William Contreras, JT Realmuto, Will Smith, and Sean Murphy rounded up my top 5.
Will Smith,
best one.
I like Will Smith a lot.
Yeah. Moving on to first base, I'll let you take this one. Big Dog. And number 1.
They both got ties to Atlanta. Freeman and Olsen. I think you can go their way. Freddie's more consistent hitter. Olsen's more power. I think they're both good fielders.
Olsen last year.
I'm going Olsen.
I would go Olsen as well because 54 home runs and 139 RBIs. I mean, it's just
that at like 273 or something.
Yeah. No, not 273.
283.
And he had a stolen base. So give him that 604 slugging percentage, 983 on base percentage. But if Freddie Freeman for me was number 2, again, like you said,
Freeman's an awesome player, man. He always has been.
He's a surefire Hall of Famer to me, I believe. What do you think?
Absolutely. A lot of people got Alonso up there. He's not as consistent hitter. He's got some power.
No way. I had Vlad Guerrero at third. Vlad Guerrero, let me just touch on him really quick.
So he plays first.
We're talking about first base.
I thought you said you had him at third base. Excuse me.
No, I said I have him at third position here. He played 156 games last year. He always plays. Ever since 2020, after his rookie year, he's played just about every game you can play. So,
and each year have his numbers dropped?
Every year they've dropped. That's correct. I'm just looking at that. Yeah. But he's still an All-Star last year. He still had 26 home runs.
Yeah, he's All-Star in reputation. I mean, the dude had 26 homers, batted 264. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I think he's better first base.
He's a good all-around player. I think he's a good all-around ball player.
Well, hey, Mountcastle had 18 home runs, and he didn't play basically, I don't even know if he even got to 400 at bats.
Yeah.
Just saying. And look at Nathaniel Lowe. I think he's a better first baseman, but hey,
Some other players I had on my list are Christian Walker and Yandy Diaz.
Christian Walker got a Gold Glove too, I believe.
Yes, he did, and he's another. He played an Oriole guy once upon a time.
Right.
Moving on to second base, for me, it was a no-brainer. No-brainer.
Yeah, I think after the year that Semien had, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
And him, and then Ozzie Albies is right there too.
Do you know Semien, since 2018, has missed 8 games?
Yeah, the last year he had 670 at bats, and I think 657 the year before. That's amazing.
Yeah, he
And
had
he batted
185 hits, led the
273.
league in hitting this year, third in MVP voting All-Star for the second time, and a Silver Slugger award. Hit 29 home runs, 100 RBIs as a leadoff guy. 100 RBIs as a leadoff guy. Think of that.
Right. I was going to mention that.
Another player. And then
Like I said, how about Albies?
He's my number two.
Yeah, because he batted higher than Semien, had more home runs than Semien, had more RBIs than Semien, and had basically the same amount of steals. And Albies, a lot of people going into last year said, he's not that special, and blah, 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 blah. But he is special.
I have, after him, who do you have? So I have Bryson Stott at 5, Ketel Marte at 4. But
Bryson Stott had a really good year.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
We have to touch on this guy I'm talking about because
Marte?
No, Luis Ariz. He's one of the 3 because he had 354 last year. Think of that.
I know.
354. No one hits that. His career batting average is 326, and that's not in just like a season or two. That's in 5 years. And
he had 203 hits last year.
It's crazy. He has 2,000 at bats in his career, and he's still a 326 hitter. He is a guy.
Did you just say he only struck out 5% of the time?
He had 34 strikeouts and 617 plate appearances. Of those 34 strikeouts, 3 were looking.
He's like modern day Rod Carew without the speed.
Yeah, he could have been exactly like Rod Carew, but they didn't want him in Minnesota anymore. They wanted old Pablo Lopez. But
I tell you who to watch out for at second base, who I like a lot, is Zach Geloff, UVA boy. He had an impressive rookie year. I liked him.
All right, third base. There's a lot of talent there, I think.
No, there's one man that stands above, and he's going to be the man for the next several years. But I think I say Gunnar, but I think Gunner's going to get a shortstop every day. Westberg's going to get a third, and Jackson Holly's going to be a second. But we'll see.
Yeah, for me, Gunnar is number 2 for me, and it hurt me to put him number 2. But number 1, I put Austin Riley from the Braves, 37 home runs, 281 and 97 RBIs last year.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I don't think he's the fielder that Gunnar is. He's good. He's solid, but I mean, he's a great player. I'd take him.
I also had Jose Ramirez on my list, who was 24 home runs, 80 RBIs, and he learned to box.
Yeah, but that's a 46 RBI drop off for him from the previous year.
Yeah.
But he didn't have much help around there other than someone like Naylor, maybe.
You know who else had a good year last year at third base? I don't think many people talk about. Devers. He was 3.5 WAR, 33 home runs, 271, 100 RBIs. He's a very, very.
Well, I tell you, everybody's not talking about. How about Josh Young?
I didn't even put him on here.
That's right.
Rounded out my top 5 was, I guess, good old reliable Nolan Arenado, who surprisingly for the first time in his career did not win a Gold Glove. But if you look at his stats, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. 10-time Gold Glove, 8-time All-Star, 6-time Platinum Glove winner, 5-time
300 plus home runs,
325 home runs. He's probably in his career with over 2,000 hits, probably over 450, over 400.
Someone else to watch for is Royce Lewis. He's playing third.
I really like Royce Lewis, and he had like 5 grand slams last year. 5. It's crazy.
If that man stays healthy, he's a ball player.
Yeah,
and hopefully he will. They need him to.
Who do you have for shortstop?
Well, I'm going with Seager. I was a Trey Turner guy, but he don't have the power that Seager has, and he had an off year last year. But Seager has a good year every year as long as he stays healthy.
No one had benefited more from the shift ban than Corey Seager. and I'm glad of it. I'm a big Corey Seager fan.
Yeah, they could ship in. I don't like that, but anyway.
I mean, he's incredible. He's an incredible baseball player. He is my number one. I thought for me it's pretty easy. Number two, another player I'm highly enamored with, as if you watched it from last year when we started this channel, Bo Bichette. I said he was an MVP pick for me, and he
Wait a
was.
minute, you got him at 2
Uh-huh.
over Gunner.
Gunner's a third baseman. Stick with the program here, man.
Oh, you went to short. Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry.
Then we had, so I have Bo Bichette number two with
Got my
306
off
here,
there.
20 home runs, 73 RBIs this year, 814 OPS.
Yeah, he had a great year. But you know who I think's better?
Who's that?
You know who I think's better? I think
Bobby
Bobby
Witt.
A number one.
Bobby Witt was my
Bobby
next
Witt's Gunnar Henderson, or Gunnar Henderson's Bobby Witt. Because what can't Bobby Witt do?
everything. He can do everything. He's a fantastic. I love Bobby Witt.
He's number one, hands down to me.
Yeah.
Him and well, second. I'll go Seager, then him.
And then I have Turner and Xander Bogaerts rounding out that list there. Going to the outfield, let's just go outfielders. We'll just go outfielders. I had it originally broken down left, center, right. Let's just go straight outfielders. Who do you think the number one outfielder is? Well, I don't think it's hard for number one outfielder.
I think it's Acuna.
Has to be MVP. He was the first
Let's look at his
70 man
numbers.
ever, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah, but let's back up and let's relook at tapes from last year early when you told me he wasn't that great and he wasn't, he's not going to be that good.
Great.
Yeah, you said something negative about it. I told you watch out for him.
Yeah, well,
you look back in old episodes. But anyway, yeah, 643 plate appearances, only batted 337, 41 homers, 106 RBIs, and 73 steals. That's one of the greatest seasons in history.
hey, yeah, it's the first 40-70 guy ever. It's incredible. Another
Corbin Carroll, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts, Corbin Carroll, Julio Rodriguez, to me, 32 homers, 275, 37 stolen bases, over 103 RBIs, and he just 23, or he just turned 23.
Stole 37 bases.
Yeah, it's just he's getting. I think he's going to be a top. He's going to be an MVP candidate again. He's been every year.
It's hard to pick just three, but then Kyle Tucker, he's Mr. Consistency, man.
Yeah.
30 home runs 2 years ago, 29 this year, 107, then 112 RBIs, 257 now, 284 OPB went up, stole 30 bases. That guy, you don't hear a lot about him.
Speaking of Houston, I think Xander Bogaerts, Yordan Alvarez as well. He's a very, very good baseball player. I know he's mainly a DH, but he does play some left field as well. He's a fantastic player. I don't want to talk about Juan Soto because he's a Yankee.
But Soto and Judge will be up there if Judge can stay healthy because he can play the field when he's not running through walls and doors. But Aaron Judge, I'm not a Yankee fan, but he's good.
I got Cody Bellinger on here, TJ Friedel, Michael Harris Jr., Brandon Nimmo. We were mentioning Kyle Tucker. I got Nolan Jones.
You're reaching on Nimmo, ain't you, buddy?
No.
How about you didn't mention Michael Harris on the Braves? Love the guy.
I did. Is there a disconnect here?
I didn't hear you say him. You said Michael Harris.
Michael Harris Jr. And then I got Tatis as well. Hold on. Before we slander Brandon Nimmo, let's go ahead and talk about some numbers here.
Yeah, he's consistently average. That's all. He's always
24 home runs last year, 68.
He hit about 274.
He had a good WAR last year as well. He played 152 games, 151 the year before. It's 274. He's a very solid ball player, and he's a really good fielder. And I also have Austin Hayes in here as well. I'm not saying he's the top one, but he's one of the better ones because he's very consistent offensively and defensively. He's much better than they give him credit for.
Oh, his defense is great, and his arm's great.
The DH.
I think you overdid TJ Friedel, my man.
No.
He's a 279 hitter with 18 homers. Come on. Okay, your next big outfitter, look out for prediction, Evan Carter. I love that guy. Texas.
Yeah.
And look at him. He came up late, played all through to the end of the series. The guy's good. He's real good.
Then let's touch on our starting pitching, closing pitching, and we'll wrap this up.
Go ahead. But I'm just going to say, since Kershaw's hurt and DeGrom, you can't put them up there.
No, when they're old. I would, even if they're healthy, I don't know if I'd put them in there, especially Kershaw right now. Garrett Cole, for me, I don't think that's really even a question.
No, I agree. And after reading one publication, they had Spencer Strider second. No.
Cole's
No,
54, 263 ERA, 200 innings, 222 strikeouts, .9 whip. Second place for me, I have Blake Snell. Now, I know you're not going to agree with that, and I don't know
I
why.
go Corbin Burns.
Yeah, I should have recorded Burns. I didn't. I don't have him in top five. Snell only pitched 180 innings, had
Right, 180 innings.
234 strikeouts,
How many starts? 32? 30
32,
how
and
many?
he had a 2.2
So he
ERA.
don't even hit 6 innings a game. He kills his bullpen. Yeah, he walks a lot too. How many walks do he have?
I'm already off this page. I'm going to my next guy, who you're not going to agree with, but I do have Spencer Strider. Hit a 1.0 whip, 281 strikeouts, 186 innings. His ERA was just 3.8, but he had 20 wins. So
3.8.
3.4 WAR, 3.8 ERA,
How do you get
180
0.86
200
ERA and get 20 wins? Oh, because you can play for the Braves and they pound the ball.
281 strikeouts for me. That's crazy. And then I'm a
Yeah,
my
old school.
list here with Kyle Bradish. No one wants to talk about him. Quietly last year, he in 30 games, 160 innings. He needs to get his innings up. He averaged a strikeout per inning, 168, 1.04 WHIP, and a 2.83 ERA.
Well, let me throw something at you. How about George Kirby? Do you know much about George in Seattle?
Yeah.
31 starts, 190 innings and 2/3. That's one less start, 10 plus more innings than Snell. He walked. How many think in 190 at bat innings? How many walks do you think he had? 19. Talk about control. 172 strikeouts, whipped 1.04. That he's 26 years old. Look out.
Yeah.
There was rumors about them trading him, or I can't think of the other pitcher's name out there right now. But they'd be stupid to trade him.
I agree. Moving on to the closers. If Felix Bautista was not hurt, he would have been number one far and away. He's the most dominant closer in baseball last year until his untimely injury. Maybe not the most dominant. Josh Hader's pretty dominant. Speaking of Josh Hader is my number one pick this year. Josh Hader last year at a 1.2 ERA, 33 saves, 86 innings. And I mean that's just fantastic. I'm sorry, not 86 innings, 86% save opportunities, which is decent. Number two for me is David Bednar. Had a 2 ERA flat, 39 saves converted on 93% of his saves, which was the number one percentage wise in all of baseball last year. Then I have Devin Williams from the Brewers, who converted 90% of save opportunities, a 1.5 ERA, 36 saves on the year. Then I got Johan Duran from the Minnesota Twins, converted just 84%.
He throws the heat, don't he?
He does. 27 saves, 2.4. He did have 6 losses, but he's still a young guy. I expect him to come back, and opponents just hit 207 against him. And winding up, I have Evan Phillips, which I know you don't agree with. But I like Evan Phillips. And last year he had 24 saves, converted 89% of his save opportunities with just a 2.04 ERA.
Yeah, he had a terrible whip, didn't he? 0.83.
Yeah, this is just terrible whip right there.
And I'm gonna tell you, somebody that you don't like, but
Clase.
86 saves in 2 years, my man.
78% save percentage. So he blew.
That was a bad year for him.
He blew 12 saves last year, far and away the most. Opponents hit 242 against him, which for as far as qualified closures, only Carlos Estevez, Kyle Finnegan, and Pierce Johnson are the worst. Yeah, those are only guys who have a worse batting average against him.
I'll take Clase in a minute.
Blown saves, not even close. David Robertson.
Clase's 26.
Wow.
He's coming back.
We'll
and
see.
you know who needs a closer and who gave up on him? Rangers.
I didn't know. Some other closers I think worth noting here: Clay Holmes from the Yankees, 88%, 89 really. Let's see who.
Yeah, but he didn't have to make that many, did he? He only had like 84 wins.
The worst closures in baseball, as far as blown saves.
Finnegan.
Clase. But then blew a lot of saves last year. We have Ryan Presley blew a handful of them, and Kyle Finnegan as well. But I guess we're not really talking about the worst ones in baseball. But with that list, that wraps it up. What anything else you want to touch on there about any of these?
DH.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll talk about. I mean, you got. I guess you say it's
Well,
not
okay, real quick.
Harper.
Going into hot prospects at positions going in. Shortstop's got to be Jackson Holiday. Third base, Tampa. Was it Caminero?
Yeah, Camilo. Something. Yeah,
Yeah, short, that's the number. Outfield, Jackson, your buddy Churro. How you say it?
true.
Churro.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they think Wyatt Langford may get it with Texas this year because he got drafted last year. He's moving right up. Evan Carter, of course. But you could go down the list. There's a bunch of them here to look for. I tell you, someone who got a brief taste last year at shortstop, Mason Wynn with the Cardinals. I like him a lot.
I think
Um,
Dylan Cruz could be up this year. James Wood could be up this year.
Kobe Mayo,
Jackson Merrow, Marcelo Meyer. Let's see, Colson
Marcel,
Montgomery,
another overdraft by the Boston Red Sox.
Brooks Lee,
I
Colt
like
Keith, Kobe Mayo. I'm excited Kobe Mayo come up.
Yeah, Colton Keith, was he Detroit?
Tiedemann. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But let us know what you guys want to see next week. I kind of want to do an expose on Bryce Harper. Did he live up to the hype? I think that'd be pretty cool to do. I already actually have the script written for that, so we shall.
I am a huge Bryce Harper fan, but
I'm a bigger fan of his.
Nationals should never get rid of him. But anyway,
Yeah, but he's the most hyped prospect in recent memory. So maybe, well, like I said, I already have the script, I already wrote it, so I just got to film it here.
Well,
And
he's the most hype, but Jackson Holiday's getting as much hype or more than anybody in the world.
I don't know. Harper was him and Strasburg were just like unreal.
Yeah, but and they did good. Now Jackson Holiday's got to live up to that. If he can have a career as good as Harper, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like some people saying that he's going to be better than Gunnar. He's got a long way to go, buddy, and I hope he is. We'll see.
Shall see.
All right.
But with that, BF John, I'll let you do the wrap up here and we'll let the people get on their way. Let us know what you guys think. Like it, share it, subscribe it. You know the rest.
That's all, folks, for Brooks Knows Baseball.
Good night.
Sweet. Bye. Good night, John Boy.